The Weavers are in there. Kelly, are you here? Tap in. Let me know you're present. I see you're liking the live, so let me know you're present. You've never had one of my original past life readings, so it don't really matter to you to tell you the new. It doesn't really matter to tell you the new things. So normally the rules are things are going to resonate with you, but don't mention it until after this. Maybe that's still a rule. Is that still a rule? When I'm talking, okay? I'm going to say things about your life probably that may resonate with this lifetime that you're living now because they're intertwined. You have karma or you have debts that have to be paid or whatever. So normally I tell everyone to keep those informations until the end so I don't get pulled out of the channel, but I don't think that's going to be a problem anymore. So we'll just see. If I feel like it is a problem, I'll let you know. So you can mention it for now, but we'll see if it's a problem. I don't know. It might not even be a problem. Okay. Okay. God and Goddess, beings of light, send your clarity to my sight. Help me see through fog and bring to me the answers clear. I'm only going to pull one card. Normally there would be a whole bunch of cards on the table and I'd be putting them together, but I'm going to pull one card and that's going to be my only card. And I'm going to use that as a focal point as to where in the lifetime did things get important. And I'm just going to go there and it's going to go blah, 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 and it's just going to come out. All right. Okay. All right. God and Goddess, beings of light. Okay. For Kelly. No, it be. So it is. Okay. For Kelly with an I. One card only. Let me see with this portal here. I guess I'll take the weave out whenever I get the card. And my guardians are here. Okay. One card for Kelly. I forgot about the bottom. I'll also use the bottom of the deck too because that's what I did with the last girl. This is gonna be a doozy, you guys. So those of you that don't want trigger warnings, you might want to go because it's gonna be a lot and it's gonna be quite a bit for you, Kelly. So just be prepared to just take a deep breath with me, okay? Deep breath in, hold it, and release. You are safe, okay? You are safe. Also, I want you watching this candle because the spirit guides will be using the candle to help communicate with you and let you know if what I'm saying is true. If you don't believe it, then they'll kind of they'll just kind of use your intuition, okay? But they will be using the candle to communicate things across, okay? Okay, so we have sexual assault and perpetrator. Wow. On the bottom of the deck, we have abandonment. It's loss of a loved one, and it's under abandonment. So if you guys don't know how these cards work, for those of you don't, if you're new here. So there's always a picture in the middle with the main message. It says loss of a loved one. Okay, she's obviously at a grave. Now there's 4 different things. 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Well, yours was on abandonment. Wait, where's that? Yeah, abandonment. That's how it was turned up. Okay. Well, you have sexual assault. Is the card that came out that flew out? Okay, and it was on perpetrator down here, so it was actually out upside down like that. So on the back of these cards, there's little sections. Okay, see little sections. Each section has like a time frame. It tells you the time frame, the blah blah blah. Those are not always all accurate. Now there might be one section in it that is accurate, or there might be none that are accurate. And it might just be whatever's on here. But I flipped it over instantly and look at the trauma, abandonment, Trauma is abandonment. Okay. Now, unfortunately, yeah, identity husband, obsessive love. Okay, this could actually, a lot of this is actually coming in as truth here. Damn. Okay, so, we actually haven't had many of these come out with this card, and, the lifetime actually be the person that was the perpetrator, but, in this case it is. So you're definitely male. Okay. Um, Also, I want you to know that anything that is in this past life, it's not yours to hold, okay? That's the whole point of doing these past lives, because we need to let go of these things, because you were born. You did not do this, okay? This is not things that you need to take on for yourself. Um, so just remember that, okay? We're not going to leave here feeling more heavy than we are when we came in, okay? And really, I feel like this is an aspect within yourself that you don't understand, that you feel like this guilt within you, or something that is subconsciously deep. You might not even notice it's there. And this is why it's rooted in this. And that's probably why Spirit was so big on you having this past life reading them, because it's something that you need to let go of energetically, because it's holding you back. It's causing self-destructive, or lack mindsets, or subconsciously sabotaging yourself without you even knowing it. Okay. Okay. Tap in. This was definitely in the lifetime right before now. Okay. I'm not sure when you were born, but this was not that long ago. And you're definitely male. Um, hmm. So I'm already getting that you had a very abusive upbringing. Your stepdad was very abusive to you physically. I'm not getting that it was sexual, though. I'm getting that it was just very physical. Like, I just see him like, you stupid boy, like screaming at you, like for, I don't even know what it was. Like you maybe got like a drop of milk on the counter or something like that. And it's not even like you had a really nice house. It's like a shack. So I don't really see why he was so worried about a fucking drop of milk on your counter. Um, mm, no way. So I'm like wondering, well, then why did your mom leave you? Your mom abandoned you, right? But it wasn't that she abandoned you. She didn't walk away from you. He unalived your mother. Your stepfather did. He was beating the crap out of her. Yeah, he was beating the crap out of her, and you got tired of seeing it, and you tried to defend her. What the fuck are you gonna do, boy? And like would just back in you, and you would be like sliding like 5 feet on the ground, back up against the wall, and she'd be like, "Stop, Johnny, just don't." Name was Johnny. Your name was Johnny. Just go, get out of here. And you would run out the road. You had a little friend, Scotty, Scotland, Scotty, Scottish. He was either Scottish or his name was Scotty. I think his name was Scotty. And his mom like knew that you were in like a rough. I guess his mom, I guess your mom had like told his mom, if you could play over there a lot with him because it was bad at home, and she asked to not tell the police or the cops because um she knew that he would kill her. Like he would find a way to kill her. If he found out that the cops were called, he would know that she's the one that told somebody, because you wouldn't tell somebody because you wouldn't risk your mom being unalive. Um, So this friend Scotty was like your best friend, and like that house and the safety of it was very, very comforting. But the problem is that you and your mom were very close because your dad was never around. I don't know if your dad even, I don't even know if your mom knew who your dad was or something. Okay, so your mom was definitely like a, I don't know that that's what they were called back then. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. Like somebody that, you know, sold themselves for money, like a sex worker. Um, or maybe not like on the streets, but like maybe like a high end one, not a high end one, but like one that did it out of their home, like you had a home. And it's more than just like the next boyfriend, the next boyfriend, the next boyfriend. But she tried to protect you from it. She did. But you weren't dumb, you know what I mean? Like you knew that that's how we got fed. So this was the worst one of the boyfriends. And before she could like stand up to them, like if they pushed her around or something, and she would like freaking hit them with shit, you know. But this one was no. She knew in her bones. See the candle flickering? She knew in her bones that if she talked back or yelled back or like stood up for herself or hit him with something, she was done, and she didn't want to leave you here. She didn't want to leave you, and like she was terrified. Like she was really terrified, and she was a bad bitch because I'm telling you, there was big ass motherfuckers that beat her around before, and she hit his ass with a freaking frying pan upside the head, and he never came back. So this was something different, and I don't even think he was that much bigger. I feel like he was like demonic. Like he was like he gave the vibe of like serial killer. He might have even been, or she thought he was, or that's what she's showing me. Like she knew that he had it in him and that he would. He's just waiting for one little thing, waiting for one little thing. And that was his excuse. She knew he wasn't scared to go to jail either. That's another thing. He wasn't scared of much of anything, actually. And I'm like, how did you get caught up in that? Because I don't see her bringing him around her, but she had an addiction problem, and that's how she ended up having to be with him because she owed him money. This was like he was like a lord, like a grug lord or something like that, or he controlled her. It's almost getting like pimper, but it's not. It's not a pimp. It's just that she was really pretty, and that she was the prettiest girl that he dealt with when it comes to this grug, and he wanted her, and she would always be like, nope, 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 and that's what saved her. But then she didn't have a choice because she owed him, and so it was either like you are gonna come live with me, or you're going to not ever get anything again. Hold on, I have to do my puzzle. My puzzle piece. Shoot, I messed it up. Um, yeah, and she was too far. She couldn't get it out of it. She was bad messed up on it. But she loved you. She was a good mom. Oh, that's why. So yeah, this was like a pimp thing. What? I was doing the little puzzle piece thing you got to do. She. This was like a pimp type thing. You didn't have a father because it was you didn't know whose it was. Who's LOL? I have no idea what you're talking about or who you are. So Mm-hmm. Yeah. In a motel, yeah. But when the like the milk and the little boy. No, this is a past life reading. Um, so oh, could be a landlord too. Yeah. Okay. Um, anyway, he could be the landlord. Because I didn't feel like she was a pimp. I feel like she did just I feel like she was in control. But again, she was getting the stuff from him, so it doesn't really matter if she it doesn't really matter how exactly the details was. But the point being is that they were she owed him. Like she owed him and she knew that if she didn't like she worked really hard and went through a lot of horrible ass shit to stay out from underneath his thumb. Yeah. But it wasn't just for rent because she was on GRUGSs too. But he could have definitely been the hotel owner or the landlord, or like in order for her to use that area of town, you had to go through them. Like it was something like that. But she really worked hard to stay out from him owning her. Like she did a lot to make sure he didn't own her. But eventually something happened, something always happened, and he did this on purpose. Like something happened where she lost all of her money, or she didn't get any people for a long time, or somebody robbed her while they were there, or something happened and she had nothing, and then he had to help her out of the hole, and it just did this, and then it got worse, and then she ends up in his control, and she's either going to be with him, or she also can't be there anymore and do her job there anymore, and she has nowhere to go, and she has to leave with you, and it's just, I feel like, oh, that's where you went all the time. Remember I said that you had to go to the friend's house? It was because of that, because y'all were only living in a hotel room and you couldn't be in there while she was doing that. That's why I said the safety of your friend's house, hotel room. They were living there too, but her mom wasn't doing that. Her mom worked like at a diner, or his mom. I'm sorry, Scotty's mom worked at like a diner. She wasn't doing anything. Like she wasn't doing that. But that's why she always ran to her, and Scotty's mom knew what your mom did, and agreed to help take care of you, because no kid needs to be around that shit. You know what I mean? No kid needs to be. So your mom would get up in the morning and spend the whole day with you, and then you would go over there at the nighttime whenever she started to work. And then all of a sudden, you got this guy that has to be around, and he's abusive, and you're like, what the heck, you know? And she's scared, and there she can't get away from him. That's the problem. Like she knew this is like a big deal. This dude is not scared of shit. Like and because she was in the position she was in, and he was in the position he's in, that's how he got away with it. He got away with it, with unaliving her. It was an overdose. Mm-hmm. Yep, it was an overdose. But really, it was like laced with fentanyl or something like that. Yep, that's how he got away with it. Because all the cops knew she was on DRUGS, and she was at Prost, that. So, yeah, and nobody cares about those kind of people, and nobody even looks for that kind of shit. Even though she didn't do that kind of GRUGS, she did, like CRACK. But it was laced with like elephant tranquilizers. But the cops aren't gonna care to look at that. Like they're not gonna. You went with the other lady, but she couldn't. She had to take you in to try to get help for you, like to get money from the state for you. Um. Okay. Well, hold on. Let me. I'm going a little bit too far back, because the passing of your mother was like very, very. You knew better. You knew what happened. You and your mom were so close. your mother, instead of saying like, I don't want this baby because it was born out of something that I don't want to do, something that like I hate doing, you know, something I don't even know, it's a stranger. She loved you like dearly, like you were everything to her, and she gave you the best life she could have possibly given you. And I'm not condoning, you know, doing any of that, like, but I can't put myself in their shoes, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't been there. I have not ever even come close to getting on that level to even be in that situation. But that doesn't mean that my life could have been a lot worse. That would have forced me to do something. I don't know. But my point being is that she really made your life as happy as it could possibly be with the circumstances. I mean, there's people that have mansions, that have like normal family households, nice houses, and they don't even have the level of connection and quality time that you and your mother had. Like, she would come home and she would wake up in the morning, get you, even though she would be tired, and y'all would go for a walk at the park. You would go out to the pool and you guys would go for a swim. And the whole time she was playing with you, she was throwing balls with you, she was dunking you under the water, you were laughing. Like, she was a really good mom when it comes to that. Like, she did spend it the best way she could spend it. And let's just say it, like, up until him, like up until the control that he found, like you saw her stressed out before and stuff like that, but up until he got like it got with him, like where she had to be with him and stuff, um, you were better off emotionally than like half of the freaking world is right now. Because your mom would show you emotion. She was gentle with you. She talked to you. She asked you how your day was. She wanted to know everything about you. You were best friends. You were a mama's boy. Like, you were all she had. She never had a friend. She never had a boyfriend. She didn't give two craps about anything but you. When it came to work, she worked. But other than that, you were her top priority. She didn't put any energy into anything other than you. And you weren't spoiled. Like, you understood that y'all had little and that you could only, you know what I mean? Like, you weren't trying to like beg for things and like, you know, living outside of your means. Like, you understood the real world. And I think that that is where she went right. Is like, nowadays we have to sugarcoat everything and we have to baby these kids and we have to like, oh, we can't let them see anything. No bullshit, because now there's a fucking world full of fucking sissy motherfuckers that can't handle the freaking real world, and then and that's not their fault. That's y'all's fault for not showing them the truth. I'm venting or I'm ranting, but it's true, and I can say that because my own kid's that way. So I still have time to fix my problem, which I'm already doing, but society makes you think that you're a shitty ass mom if you expose them to certain things, and there's no way to not expose them to it, unless if you live out in the woods in the wilderness and you live completely off grid, which is great. Like, if you have the means of doing that, do that. But 85% of us don't have the ability to do that. So I mean, I do. If the world comes to that, I'll be fine. I can live off the land myself 100%. But I mean, it's a lot of work just to get there, and you got to have money to get there, and I don't have the money to get there. So, anyways, that's besides the point. Um, you were well prepared for the world by the time you were 8 years old, but you were not exposed to like the shit that she did. You were not exposed to that at all. You did not see her have sex. You did not see her like none of that. Like, I don't know how she did it. I'm like in all of this woman, even though she made, you know, she put something above you. To me, like, that's weakness to me, because I'm a recovering addict myself, and it phone died. Hmm. By the way, hey Mark. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, hey Shay. Go ahead, Ava. How are you? Okay, so what I was saying. Okay, yeah, it's almost 2 a.m. here too, 1:36. I stay up late. But okay, so anywho, just block them, Ava. Block them. Oh, oh, whatever then. I'm doing a past life reading, Shira. I have a portal open right now to do this past life reading, so I can't do anything right now. You can't what right now, Mark? What are you talking about? Okay, guys, I can't get off focus. No, not you, Mark. You don't even. No, yeah, you don't. You're good. Nobody needs to do anything. Um, yeah, I gotta stay on this past life reading, guys. Okay. I forgot where I was at now. You weren't exposed to any SEX or anything like that. I was in awe of how she gave you the life that she gave you. Long story short, you knew better when your mom turned up unalived. Okay. Unfortunately, you were the one that found her. When she didn't come to get you like she does every single morning at the crack of dawn when she wakes up, you were concerned, but you waited because Scotty's mom said it's okay, just wait a little bit. She's probably oversleeping. She's probably burnt out and just had to go to bed or something. So by the time like 11 o'clock noon came around, you were like, oh no. And you went over there, you had a key because you would never go over there when you weren't supposed to. You went in there and you couldn't find her. She wasn't on the bed or anything. And so you run to the bathroom and she is like, you can tell that she had been standing up at the kitchen sink like this. Like she wasn't like sitting down. There was like no thing in her arm or anything like that. But she had like been standing at the counter like this, and there was like where she had like snorted it right here, like on the thing, and like you could tell she just went like it was like that. Um, and so you like pull her back, and you're like, "Mom," you're freaking out, and it's been like hours and hours and hours. Like this is whatever she hit right after her last situation that night, and you knew. And you're screaming, you screamed, like you screamed really loud, and you are 14, between 12 and 14. Um, Maybe you're 13. I keep hearing 12 and 14. You were 12 when it happened, and you were 14 by the time that Scotty's mom said she couldn't keep you anymore because they were not giving you giving her the help that she needed, and she couldn't afford to take care of another kid. She barely could have feed her own kid, working at the diner and everything. She had been fighting for them to give you help, and they would give you like give her $100 here and there. Like the system was not created yet, or it was bullshit because she wasn't getting the help that she needed in order to care for you. And then she fought and she fought, and not only that, but you were a lot. Like you got a lot. Like this fucked you up like that, and understandably, um, because you went a little bit crazy because you knew that she did not overdose. Like you knew what she did. Like you even knew, like everybody did. But the cops were not hearing it. Your school teachers were not hearing it. They knew that your mom was what she was, and they thought that she was just they were all like, no, you just don't understand. Your mom's not going to tell you all the horrible shit she does. And you're like, no, I know my mom. Like, I know exactly what my mom does. My mom tells me everything. And you lost it. Like you were just like, you were very, very lost, and you were just going crazy because you wanted someone to listen to you, and nobody would freaking listen to you. To the point where they started getting scared because of how erratic you were being at school, and you started like threatening people, and you started getting angry because that one thing that you waited for every day to make your life better was gone. And not only was it gone, but it was taken from you by this guy. And you had already saw him beat the crap out of her. And no, you weren't going to tell nobody. Nobody was going to tell nobody because he runs it. Who are you going to tell? He's in league with the police officers of the place. Like the cops don't mess with there. Is there a list for what, baby girl? For the past life readings? I don't know. I'm not going to do more than one tonight, but if you're talking about getting paid readings, we'll see what time this is over if I have enough energy to do another reading for present. So no, you would be the first on the list. Yeah. So I'm over halfway done with this life already. So about halfway done with this life. If you're still around after that, then you'll be the first one on the list. Um, so you start freaking out in school. And they start putting you in like detention centers. They send you to a school for like bad kids. By the time you were 14, Scotty himself, like Scotty was like, I don't know how to help you. Like his mom was trying to help as much as possible, but you resented her because she wasn't your mom, even though she was like a mother to you. By the time you were 14, you were out of control, like bad, out of control. Okay. And you started getting mad at all women. And I don't understand why, because it's like it started with her because she's not your mom and she couldn't compare. Like, no one's going to compare to this woman. No one's going to compare to your mom. It's just not happening. Y'all had such a strong soul bond connection that there's nobody, it's unfair to try to ask somebody else to compare to her. And you were in and out of juvie like a lot. Like, and I don't even think there was a juvie yet or whatever it was, but it was like they threw you in some type of, uh, correctional thing all the time. Like you got in the wrong crowds, and then you started like focusing all your anger on women. Like all of your anger got focused on women. And there's like you're 16, I think, or 17 or 18. And it's like this one girl that you've always wanted. And like she was really goody two shoes. And so I think the reason why you were drawn to her is because she was somebody that had an open heart, that was very loving and caring and giving, but she wasn't going to be with somebody like you because you were out of control, you were angry, you were just, but the more you, like you spent a long time, like, like, uh, chipping away at her self-control to say no to you because she did feel drawn to you. She wanted to help you. She was a healer. And so you showed her enough bad stuff to keep her interested and enough like good to make her think that you did have a heart in there and that you were something good inside of you. So you just kept on and kept on and kept on, and you didn't show her the part that you were like, you know, too angry. Like she saw your bad side, but she didn't see how bad it was. Like until you got her. You became obsessed with her though. And you became obsessed with trying to like convince her that you were worth healing, you were worth fixing, you were worth helping. Eventually you did, and I think it was after high school. Yeah, you like didn't want any other woman. There was not one other woman that you wanted. You weren't interested in anybody. And you were very good looking, okay? And you were bad boy material, so you got a whole bunch of people that were wanting you, you know, because that's what us freaking psychos are attracted to, I mean. So, you had a bunch of little ladies that wanted you, but you didn't want none of them. You did have like SEX with them though, but you were mean to them, like really mean. Um, but I think she knew that she just saw the darkness in you, like the torment, not the darkness in a bad way, but she saw the shadow and the torment within you, and she just wanted to help you. But she tried to refrain because she knew better. She knew you were bad news. But 2 years after you graduated high school, after she, not you, you weren't even in high school anymore. After she graduated high school, her restraint broke, and you got your girl. Um, but that was it. That was the beginning of the end for you. It would have been better if you didn't, because now, at this point, you are petrified of being left, of being abandoned. Hello, you're petrified of being abandoned. So once you get her for a while, you're like, oh, this is happening now in this life. That makes sense. You're like, I have to lock her down. If I have to put her in a freaking basement and try and chain her to a chain around her ankle to keep her, then I will. And it may have started out, innocent, or it may have started out in a not bad way, but something little itty bitty happened, or multiple somethings happened. She was beautiful, you know. So maybe you found somebody flirting with her, and you thought that she was gonna run for the hills because you didn't deserve her, which is what it always came back to. And she always just fought to tell you it doesn't matter. I chose you. Like I could have had anybody, but I chose you. So you don't have to worry about me, someone else stealing me away, because they would have had me before I got with you. I would have just not got with you. Like, but it doesn't matter. You couldn't hear it. It was like one ear in one ear and out the other. You had this like dark urge that you needed fixated when you got in this state. And I feel like she was okay to let that play out through her until it got to the point where there was no goodness in the relationship. There was no love. There was control. And then so when you wanted this sexual urge to be fulfilled, she ended up saying no. Like she was like, no, like why? I'm not going to let you go there if you're attacking me, if you're locking me in this house, if you're keeping me from going anywhere. She's like, this is not fair. I understand that you have trauma, but you can't do this to the person that you love, that you've spent years trying to get. You can't do this to the one person that is trying to help you. And then expect me to continue to play out your fantasies or your illusions or your whatever it is. It's like a pacifier to you. But it meant nothing. It meant nothing, but it was a pacifier to you and you needed it. And I think that subconsciously you took that from your mom. Like you, even though you never look, even though you weren't exposed to that lifestyle, you still knew what she did. So it's like you took on all of your mother's burdens. I don't see you really like being addicted though. I feel like you might have like smoked pot and stuff like that, but I don't see you being like super. I don't see you allowing a DRUG to like control you because you were like, I'm never going to be with somebody over not being able to get high or whatever. You know what I mean? One of the fake news just tried to come in here with the double N. So you like, I'm never going to put myself in a situation where I have to have one of him, uh, control me to the point where I can be taken out by one of those types of people because of the DRUGS. So, that you didn't do. You probably drank, and like partied a little bit, but the main thing it was like um like a sexual urge that you had to get in. So when she stopped doing that, when you were upset, it was like your comfort, your pacifier. So then you would just go out and get it from other people. I don't know what's the point. I don't know why they just don't watch from the outside. Oh yeah, the Miranda with the N, with the two N's. Yeah. Um. So eventually, she lost her light. Like she's completely dimmed. She just lost her light, and you kept getting angrier and angrier because that light is what then calmed you down afterwards, or then, made you feel the semblance of your mother's energy because she had your mother's loving energy, like you know. And so when you didn't get that anymore because she didn't have it to give, you got more and more and more angry. Well, where's my mom at? Where's my mom's energy at? Why aren't you being my mom's energy anymore? Well, because you snuffed it out of this woman, you know? She don't have it no more. She doesn't have it anymore to give you. Confirmation. So it got worse and worse and worse and worse, and you got more violent with the girls and more violent with the girls and more violent with the girls to the point where you were like riding down the road and like trying to pick up girls on the side of the road, and then you were like RIPing them like really bad to the point where they were like left half not okay, and then just screeching off in your tires, and it's like you would go back home to have her comfort you, and then that wasn't there anymore. I'm trying to see what happened to her because you you came home one night after doing that and she wasn't there. All her stuff was gone. And you're like, no, no, no. And you're like flinging couches because this girl grew up like she's got a rich family or something. She's got a family that will protect her, that took her away. Like and you thought she wasn't ever going to do that, but she did. She had to. She was dying. Like she was not going to be able to survive anything longer than that. And you came home and you knew it, like you felt it. As soon as you left, okay, as soon as you screeched your tires off from that girl that you had just assaulted, confirmation, your gut dropped so hard. It was like that was your last chance. You had the chance to not do this anymore, and that was it. She felt it. Y'all had such a strong connection. As soon as you did that to the girl, she's sitting on the couch and her bags are packed around her. She already knew that this was a possibility that was going to happen. And as soon as you screeched, like as soon as did it, like and you were hitting her and stuff, she goes, and she picks up her bags. She stands up and she walks out the door. And the limo is sitting outside, and she puts all of her stuff in the car. The guy helps her put the bags in the car, and she gets in the limo. or she doesn't get in it yet, but she's like, she puts bags in the car. And so say like, so she opens the car door. This is the car door open like this. And she's sitting here holding the car handled like this and like looking at the house. And she's like looking at it and she's like, she knows this is going to be the last time she ever sees this house. And then she gets in and shuts the door. And they drive off. And you get home like 30 minutes later. Like music is like raging metal or something like that. I don't know. And you have like an old pickup truck, like it could be like a 40s, 60s or something. I don't know. No. It wasn't that this was not that long before you were born. Like you must have died not that long before you were born in this life. And you were not that old. I think you were 27. You got home and you felt that gut feeling happened in your chest as soon as you drove away from the thing and you were like, and because when wow, oh my God, that's crazy. When she okay, so I was wondering why it made me show you how she was at the door handle and like why she shut the door and like how she looked and like that was weird. I don't ever do shit like that. I was like, okay, whatever. I rolled with it, right? When she shut that door, that's the same second that you shut your door to get back in your truck to go. So second that y'all were both like it was like at the same time. Y'all both shut the doors at the same time and your stomach completely fell to the floor. You knew that she was already got like you felt that door shut and she was gone. Energetically, physically, mentally, all of it. And you rushed home and I'm talking about like you drove like a bat out of freaking hell and got in that house and ran in there and you're like, no, because as soon as you saw that she wasn't in there, you instantly felt like it was you were looking for your mom again. You didn't feel her energy in the house, like you knew it was not there. And you're looking around and you were like, for a second, you panicked that she was dead or that somebody had came and got her and did something to her. But you knew, like as soon as as that like washed over you, you were like, no, she left because she had to. I was killing her. Like you knew better. And at the same time, you were relieved because you weren't sure what you were going to do to her now that she couldn't mother you, now that she couldn't give you that energy anymore. And you ran upstairs. Like I said, you thought she might be gone. So you checked the bedroom, the spare bedroom or the master bedroom. And as like I said, as soon as you saw she was in there, you're throwing lamps, you're throwing the sideboard, you're throwing everything. You're just like, no, no, like you are raging like bad. And then you just stop. You just, because you're like, and then you just, and this is so creepy. Like I'm getting creeped the fuck out because you just like turn into a robot. Like I don't even know how like to describe it. It's like more than I've even ever seen in a movie. If I were to see this play out in a movie, it would be like the best acting ever because it wasn't acting, but it's like you have all this raging emotion coming out, and then it just you're just like, and you turn like this, and then you like you're standing up right, and you just stop, like you just threw something, and you just stop, and you're like, and then you go to your bed, and you reach under the pillow, and you pull out a gun, and and then you just land on the bed. That was your yeah. You didn't even like count the things. You didn't do anything. You went, and then that's it. Done. Gone. Instantly. You don't think twice. There was no questioning anything. You just did it. There was no no, you just straight did it. There was not even a second thought in your mind. There was no way you were staying here. Wow. Yeah, that was probably the worst one I've ever done. Yeah. Like I don't think we've had one that bad. I don't think we've ever done it SUICIDE. No, don't be sorry. It's not you. I'm okay. I'm not affected by it, but I'm just saying that's real sad. Why are you just trying to come enjoy my live? I don't know who you are. You don't even say hi. You just come try to join my life. I said no. That's weird. At least say something. Don't just come and try to join my life. So abandonment issues in this lifetime. Please tell me how it resonates because I know there's shit that resonates with you in this lifetime, and that is why it is so important that you got this past life reading done because you needed it like bad because this is not your baggage. This is not things that you need to hold on to. And if your mom wasn't so good to you, if you didn't have such an amazing life with her growing up, it would not have been this bad. I'm not saying that it's bad that your mom was that great, but I think that's why they kept me on reiterating how amazing she was. Like how much she said, like how much she gave you, like even though she was in this horrible situation, like they kept me there for like 20 minutes. They kept putting me there and putting me there and putting me there and just showing me how like astounded I was, like and like appreciative I was at how well she did in her situation. You're close to your mom. Yeah. But do you have fear of abandonment? You have fear of abandonment? Do you have like a really like strong will when it comes to not allowing something to control you? Like DRUGSs or any type of addiction or something? Mm, you ended up in a very abusive relationship for 5 years. Oh, yep, that's probably the karma. Okay. Mhm. That's good. Yeah, so it resonates. So I think that karma's over. I think that's what that's saying. Like the karma that you had to pay for the abusive relationship, you've paid it because you didn't stoop to their level. Okay. You didn't then create more negative karma for yourself. You took the karma on, you got it paid and now it's done. So you don't okay, so spirit is saying, um, universal law wise, your karma's over. So stop punishing yourself. Stop, don't go into another relationship where you're being punished because you think you deserve that because that's not, you've already paid your karma. Do not do this to yourself again because you're going to go back into another cycle that's going to cause you another 10 years of misery. Okay. Wow, that was beautiful. I mean, it wasn't beautiful. It is kind of beautiful, beautifully sad and real, beautifully sad and real. Very, very, very deep and real. I should say real because this is everyday shit, you guys. You're so very welcome. Wow. Well, thank you for letting me channel that for you. I'm so glad you came in and